influencer, owner of Mrs. Nana Pudding and more. And today I am at a shared kitchen. I use a commercial space. Now, many people ask me, oh, you've been in business for 9 years. You know, you don't want a bakery. I don't. I don't. Everybody who bakes does not want a bakery, and I am one of those people. Um, I don't want to deal with the overhead of a bakery. I like making everything from my customers fresh. Um, and then not to mention when you have a bakery, you're going to sometimes be throwing a lot of stuff out depending on how long you want to keep your items, And like I said, I like making everything fresh. So I feel like I would lose a lot of money on product. So I choose to use a shared kitchen. So when my customer places their orders, I generally make them everything the day before or the same day, depending on the time that they need their order. So yeah, like I said, I save on that overhead, and I love using the commercial space for that reason. And I don't have to worry about a lot of things that you'll have to worry about if you have a bakery. So I just basically come in here, utilize their kitchen, their space, and then I leave. The only requirements is that, of course, you clean up after yourself, and you have to bring everything that you need from your pans, your utensils. Some of the shared kitchens that I've used 3 shared kitchens in my 9 years because I moved, so I had to find a new one that was closer to me. Depending on the place that you at, a lot of them, they do supply like stand mixers, microwave, of course the oven, stove top, things like that, sink. They'll have like hand soap and things like that, and paper towels. But your biggest things like your pans, like I'm making cookies right now, so like your pans and things like that, you have to bring those types of things yourself. Generally, the shared kitchen spaces that I've been in, some of them they charge you a monthly flat fee. It doesn't matter how many times you go there, that's going to be the amount that you pay. And then others, they'll charge you per hour that you're there. Where I am currently, you basically, no matter how many hours you're there, you could be there an hour, you could be there 10 hours. It's going to be a flat fee for that amount. And it's like I'm fine with that. So one of the places that I've utilized before is Kitchen Chicago, and I'm in Illinois, so these places are in Illinois. But I've used Kitchen Chicago. That was my very first shared kitchen space that I utilized. And then I've also used the Hatchery on the west side of Chicago. And then I currently use Flossmoor Community Church because they're closer to me now since I've moved my location. I utilize them. And all of them are really good kitchens. I will say to you, before you pick a kitchen space, make sure that it's somewhere that they have parking. One of the kitchen spaces that I used before, there was no parking, and you either had to pay for parking or you had to walk really far and park, find some parking somewhere, because the area, the blocks that were right there, they all had the permit parking. So you want to definitely go visit where you're going and check everything out before you decide on a space. You want to find out if they have like a flat rate monthly fee. If you're not going to use that kitchen space that often, then that may not be the best choice for you. You may want to do something that's more so hourly, or a flat fee like I have right now, which I really love, because no matter how many hours I come in here, hey, that's how much you're going to pay. But there's a lot of different shared kitchens that are popping up. I will say, with the shared kitchen space, sometimes it can be hard to book because you have other businesses that are using the shared space. So there may be times where you want to use that space and you can't. because someone else has already booked it. But I do like that they have like a calendar or someone that you can email and say, you know, hey, I need it for this date. So it is best to book your spaces ahead of time. Sometimes you might get lucky and be able to book something at the last minute, but you know, most of it is best if you do it ahead of time, or if you know a set day every week that you want to come, you could just let them know, like, hey, from now to next year, I know I want to come every Friday from, you know, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. and I want to bake, and then they'll lock those dates in for you. But I really love using the shared kitchen space because, like I said, it does save me on that overhead, and I can just come in here and do what I need to do and then go on about my day. And that's what I'm doing right now. I'm going to turn it around now that I'm done, and I'm going to show you guys some of the kitchen space. So, like, this is the sink, the oven. I love that it's dual oven because I'm able to bake so much at a time. And then they got another oven here, microwave, refrigeration. They got the double sink. Look, and they even have a washer and dryer here. And then I have plenty of counter space to work on. So I'm doing my cookies right now, so I'm labeling and all those kinds of things. But yeah, it's just a big kitchen space that you can utilize. And like I said, you know, you have multiple ovens that you can work out of and do different things at one time. So I could be making a cake over here, cookies over here, and a pie in there or something like that. And then you have so many eyes on the stove top as well. And then you have more counter space. So even if you have a crew, you know, you guys will all have room to work at the same time. So yeah, that's what I've been doing for the last 9 years, utilizing the commercial space, and I absolutely love it. In your business, you have to find out what works for you. Some people, they want bakeries, they enjoy having a bakery, but just because you're a baker, that doesn't mean that that's you. Find what works for you. Everything is not for everybody, and this is what works for me. And it aligns with the goals that I have for my business and for myself, which I have some big things coming up that I am very, very, very excited about. But yeah, I just wanted to show you guys that, show you my shared kitchen experience or commercial kitchen experience that I do. And you can probably go to Google and find, it'll be either under commercial kitchen or shared kitchen space near you. And then you can utilize that as well, but you will have to have, you know, all of your licensing, insurance, and things like that aligned. They will send out an inspector, depending on like what city or you know, county you're in. They'll have someone come out and inspect you, the inspector for that area, to make sure that you're labeling everything correctly, and you know, things like that. And then there's like a fee that you pay once a year. I know Cook County, I think it's like $125 for that inspector to come out. You know, which works out, because when I do certain events, they need to have that inspector's report. They'll ask me when was the last time your business was inspected, and I'll have that right there for them. And I think that's pretty much it pertaining to the commercial space. It's really simple. You come here, you bake, you clean up after yourself, and you go, and then you know, go on about your day. But that's it. If you have any questions, feel free to put them in the comment section. I hope that information was helpful to someone who's thinking about using a shared kitchen space, or trying to decide if they want a bakery or use the commercial kitchen space. Talk to you guys soon.